Hey, what's going on, Kid Zone leaders? This video is going out to all the service coordinators and the assistant coordinators in each of the 3 weekend services. Um, as you probably are somewhat aware, we have some moving parts and some people are shifting around specifically on Sunday, and we are very close to being able to staff all three of our key positions in each one of our three services. So that's a service coordinator, that's a service assistant coordinator, and also an operations leader in each one of the three services. I wanted to talk to all of you, the six of you, Patrick and Pam, Allison and Jim, Corey and Sean, and talk through what the key roles that you have as a service coordinator or an assistant are going to be, and make sure we're all on the same page. And I also want to have individual conversations with each of you to determine who is the best fit to take over each one of these responsibilities, because a service coordinator could do it or an assistant could do it. So let's take a look at them. Everyone is going to really fill the first role, which is oversight and development of small group leaders and trainers. That's just one of you overseeing all the boys leaders, one of you overseeing the girls leaders, and it's pretty clear there's a male that's overseeing the boys and a female that's overseeing the girls leader. The other three things can be a little bit negotiable. The first one being the oversight of the operations leader. So we have a great operations leader in each of the Sunday services. We're working on that for the Saturday service. But one of you in each service would have to oversee that area. Next is oversight of the tech. The tech area is one of the most important things that we do as far as service production, because most of what we do is cued by the tech booth. So that needs to be given a lot of attention, and it needs to be done with excellence. And then the third thing is oversight of the stage production and the development of the presenters. So let me break each one of those three things down just to clarify what the expectation is, and then in the next few weeks we can actually have conversations about who is going to be the best fit to oversee each one of these areas in your particular service. So the first thing is oversight and development of small group leaders and trainers. It's your job to take your group of 6 small group leaders, whether it's the boys leaders or the girls leaders, and to invest in them, to develop their skills and hold them accountable to meet the expectations that we have in Kid Zone. The small group leaders are probably the most crucial piece at making this a good experience for the kids, because it's the personal touch. We can do the big service production and everything on stage, and all the tech stuff goes well, safety and security check-in all goes well, but if a kid doesn't feel connected, they're not going to come back. So that is really resting on the shoulders of a bunch of high school teenagers that are leading these small groups. Our teenagers are phenomenal, but it's so important to have someone like you that is investing in them and helping them rise to the level of expectation that we have to invest in these kids. So you should be developing their skills and holding them accountable to the expectations that we have within their groups. That is going to involve some level of training. It's going to involve some level of coaching. You should be observing groups every single week, sitting in on groups at times, and figuring out who your strong leaders are, and give your leaders a little bit of free space. And your leaders that maybe need some development, you might need to spend some more time with them. So be aware of that. That's something that everybody is going to do that's on this, that's getting this video. Each of the 6 of you will be managing a group of at least 6 small group leaders. Also, you'll be managing call-offs and adjusting when people are not able to come to Kid Zone. You'll be doing communication and encouragement after the Kid Zone service sometime during the week. You should also be working with your small group trainers that are training the new or young volunteers that are just getting involved in Kid Zone, to eventually get those new people ready to lead their own group. And you should be regularly assessing where each of your small group leaders are. So that's a responsibility that all 6 of you have. The guys are overseeing the guys leaders. The girls are overseeing the girls leaders. Okay. Now moving on to the operations area. Ideally, we would have one person who is overseeing operations in each of the 3 services. We have that for the 9 with Melissa and the 11 with Keith. And the Saturday service, we're still working on identifying that. But it's important to determine which one of you is going to oversee that operations leader. That requires some level of management. It requires some level of inspection and things like that, and helping to make some decisions to make sure that the entire service goes well, because the operations can be something that really stalls things if we don't have a good process. So the main things are quality control in 5 different areas. Number 1 is the check-in process. Number 2, the checkout process. Number 3, special needs. Number 4, overall lockdown and safety, maintaining that safe border. And number 5, the general crowd control of the kids that are sitting and watching the presentation. So we'll want to determine who in each service is actually going to be the supervisor of the operations leader. That's something we'll have to figure out as we talk in the next couple weeks. Next thing is oversight of the tech area, sound, lighting, and video. This involves recruiting some people that are already a part of the team. We're not looking to get extra people from outside, but people that are already attending, leading a group, or involved and helping, and get them in the tech booth and fully trained to be able to execute the service with a high level of excellence in all 3 areas: the videos, the sound, and the lighting. I would like to see a minimum of 2 people in the tech booth all the time, one person that's running sound and video, and then another person that's running the lighting. And then ideally, we would even have a 3rd person in there that's just training and learning things. Because I know every time that someone doesn't show up, that's normally our tech person, we're scrambling to get that done. The person that's overseeing this area, I would like to see them a little bit more hands-on in the tech booth, at least until we get everything very stable and we have a good, solid core team of people back there. So being back there calling the shots is an appropriate thing to do. So if you're back there and say, hey, remember, as soon as this video ends, we're going to go straight to this next video, or when the countdown gets down to 0, we're going to cue the Trixie intro video. Just calling things and directing things would be really, really important until whoever's back there is very accustomed to things, and they definitely have a consistent read on what they should be doing. The other things that they need to do is make sure we have the volume levels at an acceptable level, and we have a constant bed of music underneath everything that we do. So whoever oversees this in your service should be maintaining these things to make sure everything goes very, very well. Again, over the next few weeks, we'll talk about it and determine who the best person is and how we move forward. Then the last thing is oversight of the stage production and the development of the presenters. This has to be somebody that has a mind for the presentation piece of things, and they should be scheduling the primary stage presenters, including worship games, the introduction at the beginning, announcements, the Bible verse, the secret password, the winners for the day, and then the filler game that we do at the very end. All those things need to be scheduled with key presenters that are skilled and ready to do that. And we also need to maintain a high level of excellence in the stage presentation while we're developing younger leaders. So always working that tension of we have to get new people involved so they're trained and ready to go, but at the same time we have to keep things at a very high level. So again, this is something that one of the 2 of you in each service should really be managing, and we'll talk about that as we move forward. So as we kind of shift to this approach of having a coordinator and an assistant, I want to clarify these things, but I don't want to just do it corporately. I want to look at the individual teams and determine who's going to be the best fit in each one of the services. So over the next couple weeks, we can define that and get that all written out on some sort of document so that we clarify expectations for everybody, and we'll come to an agreement on that, and then we'll move forward. But looking forward to a great year. School year is getting started, and I think we have a really solid team of people. Very excited about that. This is the first time that we've had our weekend Kid Zone high-level leadership positions all fully staffed. So it's awesome. Love having you guys on the team, and looking forward to seeing you all this weekend. We'll see you later.